Thyroid and Autoimmune Revival. I am Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health, and I'm a holistic health coach who is an expert in thyroid and autoimmune healing. So if you caught my last episode of this podcast, you will know about the diet struggle. And basically, when we start healing, we look into nutrition first. And the other thing that we then look into is supplementation. Now, some do diet first, then supplementation, or vice versa. But those are the two things that I find that everybody goes to straight away when they want to start healing, because they're not getting answers from the medical system. And this is fantastic. You know, it's all about you doing the research and you learning how you can take control of your health and not put your health in the hands of somebody else. But supplementation is, I really get frustrated with this topic, because people think if I can take a few pills to feel better, then that's what I'm going to do. And they think that, you know, they're going to take these supplements and it's going to get rid of a lot of their symptoms and that's it. That's all they have to do and they'll be better. When you go to certain practitioners, it might be a functional medical doctor, an integrative doctor, a holistic doctor, a naturopath, the most that they will do for you most of the time is you will get nutrition plan and you will get supplementation. And that's about it. Nobody asks you, what are your stress levels? What's your environment like at home? Your toxicity? What happened in your past health? All these sorts of things, not getting to the root cause. They're still treating the symptoms. So this is a health management plan. When you throw a diet at someone and you say, take these supplements, you're just going to manage the health. You are not healing. I'm all about healing, getting to the root cause and finding out why you're sick and dealing with it on a holistic level, which is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all those things. So not all supplements are created equal, right? When you go to a pharmacy in particular and you get a supplement, a vitamin, whatever you call it, you're generally getting something with synthetic ingredients. Now, synthetic ingredients are chemically created in a lab versus natural ingredients, which are coming from whole foods, plants, herbs, seeds, all those sorts of things. So the difference between the two is how your body absorbs them. So if you're going to take synthetic ingredients, your body isn't going to absorb those as readily as they would with whole food vitamins. Now, it doesn't matter who you go to. I have been to naturopaths who have given me synthetic vitamins before. I have been to a holistic health doctor who has given me synthetic vitamins, and I can tell you nothing really happened. I may have got some few things feeling a bit better here and there, but they're not going to heal you, and they didn't heal me. Supplements are not a healing tool. They are a management tool. They will facilitate the process of some things, but they will not heal you. So you need to get something that's safe, because not all vitamins are safe as well. There's a lot of toxic ingredients in vitamins. Now, if your liver isn't functioning properly, if you've got an overburdened liver and if you have a thyroid or an autoimmune disease or really any chronic illness, your liver is struggling. So you may not absorb vitamins anyway. So you're popping these pills down your throat and your body is just detoxing them and flushing them out because they can't absorb it and they can't use it how it should be used. So the difference between the synthetic and the plants is that plants and humans, right, they share the same DNA structure, that double helix. I've said this before if you've listened to me. The double helix, we have the same DNA structure. So in plants, the chemical structures in plants, the essential oil part of the plants, the vitamins, the minerals of the plants, our body understands that better because we have that same DNA structure. So when we put it into our body goes, oh, I get this. I know what this is. And we use it the same way the plant would. So let's say it's oregano. Oregano is a really great antibiotic, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. So our body uses oregano the same way the plant would to defend itself against different pathogens, different viruses, different bacterias, different, anything that comes that tries to attack the plant has these chemical compounds that will defend it. So when we put it into our body, The same thing happens. When you put a synthetic chemical into your body, our body does not understand it. It doesn't want it in there, and it tries to detox it out. You may use some of that. You may use some of the vitamins in there, but you will be detoxing most of them out. So it's very expensive urine, basically. The most important thing to do when you are looking at a vitamin, and even if this is recommended to you by somebody else who you think is a health expert or whatever, you still should be reading the ingredients. Do not take their word for it, because it is up to you to know what is going into your body. Just because someone's recommending it doesn't mean it's okay or it's good for you. So you need to understand the ingredients. And if you have to Google every ingredient on the back of that bottle, then that is what you need to do. You need to understand what is the synthetic version and what is the natural version of the ingredients. And it has an ingredients list. A lot of vitamins from pharmacies don't disclose all of the ingredients either. But when you do see the ingredients, so I'll give you an example. Vitamin B1 in its natural form is called thiamine. In its synthetic form is thiamine hydrochloride. Vitamin B9 is folate in its natural form, and its synthetic form is folic acid. So when you see these sorts of things on the back of the bottle, you know that it's got the synthetic ingredients, and you know that you do not want that. So it's important to research everything and research the source, where it comes from, whether they're using organic ingredients in your vitamins as well, because that's really important. So you don't want supplements that have got a lot of fillers and binders that are synthetic as well. You don't want preservatives that are synthetic or toxic, like citric acid, alcohol, MSG, bicarb soda. These things will deplete the vitamins and the minerals in the actual supplement. It will stop your body absorbing them anyway. So it's really important to understand every single ingredient. There are some natural binders and fillers that you can look at: cellulose, gelatin, carrageenan. Some people don't agree with carrageenan. It's a red seaweed, and they reckon that it can cause issues in the stomach, but I'm not too sure about that. I've taken supplements. Carrageenan is just it's a vegetable form of the encasing that the supplement is in, and it's been fine for me. Maybe it's not fine for everyone else. I'd be more concerned about what is actually in the supplement. If it's something like, alcohol, citric acid, MSG, all the synthetic ingredients, sometimes when we combine those things, the carrageenan might get the blame, but it could be what is actually in the supplement instead of what is encasing it. So protein powders are the same. They talk about they're fortified with all these vitamins and minerals, but the most of them are synthetic. So just because your local gym instructor suggests that you take a protein powder because it's full of all the ingredients that you need, doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. Look at things with protein powders and those sorts of powders. They have a lot of ingredients. We don't want to be taking things that have a lot of ingredients. The reason we don't want to take things with a lot of ingredients is because we want to target a certain area of our health. And when you have something that has B1, B2, B12, 20 different ingredients, you're getting a really minuscule amount in that scoop that you are putting in your drink or your smoothie or whatever it is. So you're not really affecting your health at all by having a minuscule amount of that one ingredient, because there's so many ingredients in that powder. Same with greens powders. They sell these greens powders that look amazing because they've got 20 different green vegetables in it and they've got all these things in it, but a lot of them have different sweeteners and different things in them that are not good for the body, but also you're only getting small amounts of of each ingredient. So this is why I take spirulina, because it's one ingredient. I know it's full of iron, full of all sorts of vitamins and minerals, and it's going to be readily absorbed into my body better. I also take, I put a greens powder into my smoothie in the morning with the spirulina, and that's from Vesuvio Healthy Living. I advocate them because they are amazing. They only have a couple of ingredients. They're all organic. They work really well, and they're targeting certain areas like the liver detox, the estrogen detox, the heavy metal detox, specific ingredients to help certain areas of your body. A green powder that has all these loads of ingredients and loads of different things in it, it's not really targeting anything in particular. You're just putting a bunch of green vegetables into your body. So it's the same with multivitamins. A lot of people think if I get a multivitamin, I cover all bases and then it's going to boost my immune system. One, is it synthetic? Two, you're getting very, very low doses of a lot of vitamins. So you're really wasting your time with a multivitamin. A multivitamin, a lot of the time, is not going to help you. Some may be good because they have a lot of different vegetables in them that have a lot of the same vitamin, which, that might be beneficial, but you're better off finding a supplement that is going to target what's going on in your body. So this is what I do with my clients. Let's say, there's something, the root cause. The root cause of an iron deficiency, for example, is not the iron deficiency. That's a symptom. It's what's going on in your body. I can guarantee you that you are possibly, if you're struggling to absorb iron, you're probably gluten intolerant. So I work on that, and then I give you a good idea of an iron supplement, which would probably be spirulina. There is another 1 or 2 iron supplements I would recommend, but nothing from the pharmacy, nothing synthetic, nothing that tastes like metal, because a lot of iron supplements have heavy metal in it because they think that that is what's going to boost your iron levels. So something like low vitamin D, I can tell you low vitamin D is because you're not out in the sun enough, also possibly a gluten intolerance. We also, the way vitamin D is absorbed into our skin is we have natural oils on our skin. We go outside in the sun and the sun hits our skin and hits those natural oils, and we produce vitamin D in our body from sunlight. You cannot take a vitamin D supplement that is going to do the same thing, right? So sunshine on the skin. Now, what happens is if you've had a shower that morning and you have used soap, one, you have washed off those beautiful oils on your natural oils on your skin that is helping the sun absorb your sunlight and give you the vitamin D that you need. But you've also probably sprayed your body with some deodorant that's going to block it. You may be sun safe, so you're using sunscreen, which is full of toxic chemicals, and this is where you're getting a low vitamin D deficiency from, because all the things that you're doing to your body. The vitamin D deficiency is telling you there's something wrong in your body that you're doing wrong. It's a lifestyle choice you're making. There's something going on. The vitamin D, same as the iron, it's not the root cause, it's a symptom of what's going on in your body. So people should be looking at what is going on in your body instead of throwing a supplement at it and going, oh, you've got a vitamin D deficiency, boom, take this. Oh, you've got an iron deficiency, bang, take that. Let's look at why you have these deficiencies, right? There are many reasons. There's just some examples that I'm telling you because it's really important for you to understand this. There's no point managing your health. It costs a fortune to continually take these supplements. What are you going to do if you've got an iron deficiency and you have to take iron forever? And like some people, their iron levels aren't even going up. I get so many people come to me with iron deficiency and they've been on these different iron supplements forever and nothing's helping. Oh, I'm eating steak and I'm eating this and I'm eating that. Everything that their doctor tells them and recommends them and the pharmacy recommends them, and nothing's happening because they're not addressing the root cause, and they're also using the wrong health management tools to help facilitate their healing. So the other thing with iron and like B12 deficiencies is the injection. I want to talk about that because people think if I just get an iron infusion, whatever you want to call it, it's going to boost my iron and I'll be better. You may feel better for a little while. When we take in any sort of vitamin, we take it in through our mouth and it goes through our digestive system to be absorbed. When you are putting it directly into your bloodstream, it's a different delivery method. So your body, it's not going in the right way and going through all the natural processes that it needs to go through. That's one problem with the iron or B12 injection. 2 is the synthetic ingredients in it. Your body's not going to absorb them well enough. You're getting a very high dose. So this is why your iron levels may go up. But I guarantee you, if you've had iron infusions or iron injections, that your iron levels will drop again pretty quickly, and you are going to start to rely on these iron injections, because that's what ends up happening. So you will find somebody will get an iron injection, and then maybe 6 months later they'll get one, and then the next time it's 4 months later, and then the next time it's 2 months later. It gets, you're going to need it more and more. Your body will start to rely on it. Instead of finding out why you have the iron problem and dealing with it naturally using natural whole foods that are high in iron, that is what's going to help you. That is what's going to help you absorb iron better into your body. Now, if, like I said before, if your liver isn't working properly, you're not going to absorb these nutrients anyway. So I would work on my client's liver first. First things first is let's work on how we can get your liver functioning better, so then you can start to absorb a lot of the nutrients, not only from your diet, but some of the things that we may give you to help you boost your iron levels. These are some of the things that really strike me when I get clients. I always get my clients to bring their supplements or show me their supplements or give me a list of their supplements before we have our 1 hour consultation. It's important to have 1 hour because I need to know a lot of stuff so I can work out what's actually happening in your body from a long time ago. Your body didn't shut down overnight. Your body didn't get sick or depleted overnight. This has been coming for a long time. You may have had symptoms for a long time, but a lot of the time stuff's happening under the surface that we don't know about. And we're so complacent. We're so conditioned just to take a pill. We are so busy in our life today. We are also stressed. We're also conditioned to not deal with our emotions, our mental health, to not work on things. So all these things that are happening in our body, stress, trauma, toxicity, all these things that we're throwing in our body on a daily basis is affecting us, regardless if you feel it every day or not. So sometimes people end up with this, they're really sick. And they're like, oh my gosh, I just ended up with this autoimmune disease. It's just come on out of nowhere. It didn't. It didn't come out of nowhere. It came out of your lifestyle choices. People blame genetics for autoimmune disease, but I have not got one single person in any of my family that have an autoimmune disease, right? And I know a lot of clients who don't as well. Not only that, but genetics, they may play a role, but it's your lifestyle that causes the problem. So I heard a great quote from Barbara O'Neill: genetics may load the gun, but it's the lifestyle that pulls the trigger, right? So you may have a predisposition because of genetics to something. I'm not just talking about autoimmune, whatever it is. But if you can help yourself, if you make healthy choices, but the majority of people every day are not. How many people, when they have a stressful time in their life, how many people actually deal with that? And I'm not talking just going to a psychologist or a counselor, but doing some practices that calms your nervous system, that reduces your anxiety, that helps you get sleep better. How many people are actually doing that on a daily basis? I might know a couple of people that really work on their health, but the majority of the population is struggling through the day, treading water and waiting to drown, basically. And they think if they can grab a supplement to help them with all of their problems, then they won't have to face it. But healing comes from within, and from within, not just your body, but from within your mind, your heart space. Healing is looking at yourself, looking at what you're doing every day. It's triggering. It's really triggering because you've got to look at all the things that you may be doing wrong. And we don't like to say that because, don't say that I'm doing anything wrong, because I'm not. I do everything right, but you are. I guarantee. We all do things that are wrong, but the majority of the population are doing it every single day. Processed foods, putting all sorts of chemicals through their homes, onto their bodies, inhaling them. Like I said, not dealing with emotional trauma. It doesn't even have to be trauma. It can just be a little argument that you've had with somebody that really stresses you out, or a job that is constantly stressing you. It could be anything. You've got a child that's going through some stuff that's stressful. How you deal with that is important, and how you show your kids, if you have kids, how to deal with it. Showing your children how to manage their emotions is important, instead of being told, like, growing up back in my day, it sounds like my mum, but, you were told, don't feel that way, don't feel this, be quiet, don't show that emotion. Lots of people have had these emotions suppressed, and mental health isn't spoken about so much. So throwing a supplement at your body when your body's problem is an emotional problem or a mental problem isn't going to work. Stress triggers a fight or flight response in our body, which puts a lot of adrenaline and cortisol through our body. And our body our liver has to try and detox that. And our body has to try and use that excess adrenaline and cortisol. And what does it do? It causes weight gain. It causes lack of sleep. It causes a lot of issues in the body, thyroid issues. Your adrenals are a very small gland on top of your kidneys, but they are a very important one. And if you're going to throw a supplement at a symptom of an adrenal problem or a stress problem or an emotional problem, what is that going to do for you? It's going to maybe manage the symptom or mask it for a little while. It's going to cost you a fortune, but it's going to put a strain on the liver if you haven't got that quality supplement. So throwing supplements at health isn't always the answer. I am not a supplement-based health coach. I talk a lot about changing your lifestyle habits, and it may sound daunting to a lot of people, but it's not, because I always get you to make 1 or 2 changes at a time. We don't go out and we go, all right, follow this program, cut out all the things that you love, start working on your mental health, start triggering yourself. It's not that way. It's a process, and you work through this over a period of time, but you are learning how to change your life, change the conditioning that you have had your whole life. We all have it, from parents to TV to the medical system. All of these things, governments, they've all conditioned us to believe that we need to rely on somebody else for our health. The only person that you should be relying on is yourself. Are you eating exactly how you should be eating? Are you aware of the toxins in your home that are causing a lot of issues? And I can tell you now, I go to a lot of different people's homes and I see the toxicity in there constantly. And it's like such a worry that we think that our body can process all of these things. And then we chuck a supplement on top of it that has a lot of toxic ingredients, and we think that that's going to help us. It's not. So this is why I don't know any health coach that does what I do as such. There might be some, I just haven't come across them, but my clients come to me who have been struggling with the medical system, who have been to different naturopaths, who have been to different health coaches and all sorts of things. And we work on the whole problem, not just nutrition, not just throwing a supplement at it, or throwing a supplement at someone because I sell it. Like, I will only give you what you need. And the only time I recommend a supplement is if I have taken it myself and I know what's in it. I know every ingredient. I know where it comes from, and I know that you are going to actually absorb it. I am not going to bother you wasting your money or your time or your health, because a synthetic supplement can slow down your healing process. Just because it might be curbing a few symptoms here and there doesn't mean it's actually working for you. It's actually doing the right thing. It could be putting strain on another area of your body. Let's say you're taking a supplement for thyroid, like a lot of people take selenium because they think it's going to, heal their thyroid. But if you're taking a synthetic version of that, it's affecting your liver. Your liver is the root cause, the root problem behind your thyroid issue. So you're actually affecting the problem and making it worse. So you're not going to actually help the thyroid at all by taking that. So I hope that some of this information has really hit home with you about going and grabbing a synthetic ingredient or a supplement, or, even putting your trust into somebody who you've paid a lot of money to go and see in a very short period of time. A lot of these practitioners will give you a 15 to 30-minute consultation, and then you walk out of there with no information. You have to retain that information in your head, and then you go out and you purchase all the stuff that they've told you to purchase, which then costs you a lot more money. If you invest in yourself from the get-go, you're going to save a lot more money. If you're going to invest in somebody that will give you all of your healing tools in one, like my way is we have the consultation, and then I go and write you your specific program, not based on university books and people who have already come to me. I go, I'll just, she's got a thyroid problem, I'll throw some selenium at her. I don't do that. I work on what is going on in your body, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. That is where we need to work on, and we work on the lifestyle changes, which, it might be adding in a herbal tea, something basic like that, instead of having 3 coffees a day. Speaking of caffeine, that is one thing also that will block the absorption of your vitamins and minerals, particularly magnesium. So if you're throwing down the coffees every day, but you're also throwing down some supplements, you're probably wasting your time doing that too, because caffeine is extremely dehydrating. It'll draw a lot of stuff out, same as activated charcoal. All of those powders from the earth, they will draw out a lot of moisture out of your body. They will draw out a lot of nutrients out of your body. The only thing that you can use those for internally is if you have food poisoning, because it will draw out the poison, out the pathogen, and it'll clear it out of your body. But taking those things internally to help, because I know some places or people advocate that it's going to help you absorb your supplement better. It's actually not. It's actually going to dehydrate you at a cellular level, because it takes everything. It absorbs everything. It'll absorb the water from your diet. It'll absorb the nutrients from your diet, and it'll flush it out of your body. That's what it is for. It is to actually flush stuff out. So we don't want to be doing that with those sorts of things. So these are the things that a lot of the time you need to understand in order to actually start healing from within, from the root cause, from, all the practices and things that you do every single day. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is to start. The hardest thing to do is to look at what's going on in your life and your body, and then working on that. But once you start to do a few little new practices, it becomes second nature. You get up in the morning and you're like, bang, this is what I do this morning. It becomes second nature. When, for example, when I went through my divorce, obviously that's a stressful time. I didn't just allow all of that to hit me like a ton of bricks. I worked on that with some practices and tools that I'd been doing for years to learn how to cope with my emotional stress that I was having. And so I was actually able to be a decent mother for my kids while I was going through that. And so that myself and my ex could work together well while we were both going through this, because we were both going through it, and we still work together really well, co-parenting as parents. We get along really well, and that is because, dealing with the emotional trauma and stress of it actually helps you. I don't have anything against him at all now. Like, I know I have spoken about him and what had happened in my marriage, but that is what had happened. That is the truth. But now the truth is that we get along really well, and he's done a lot of work on himself. I've done a lot of work on myself, and we co-parent really well. We can speak to each other really well, and we get along really well in order to help our children. But this actually took work with our mental and emotional health. So this is what I'm saying. This is None of this is going to be helped with a supplement. None of those things. A lot of your low energy, it could be mental and emotional. So popping 20 supplements a day is not going to help that. If you are struggling with energy and it's because of an event in your life, it's because of built up stress, it's because your body's in fight or flight, your adrenals aren't working, whatever it is, a supplement is not going to change that anytime soon. You need to change that with different ways of doing things. So if this has resonated with you and you have enjoyed this, please share it with as many people as you can. Make sure you follow this, because every week I'm bringing out something new. I will be diving into a lot of these topics a lot deeper, but just for now, I'm getting you to understand what healing is, root causes, where things are coming from, who's going to give you the best help, and how you can actually start to heal without relying on so many other practitioners. Like, I get people who have been to dietitians, naturopaths, functional medical doctors, and someone else and someone else and someone else. Like, that would cost a fortune. Basically, work out, like, follow pages on Facebook where you can get little bits of information. But if it doesn't resonate with you, don't do it. Start using your intuition. So if this has resonated with you, I'd love you to share it for me, because there are so many people who are struggling with their health. This is not just for people with thyroid or autoimmune disease. This is for people who want to feel better if they have any chronic illness, people who just want to be healthy, who want to stop getting sick all the time, for colds, for everything that's going around. So share it with as many people as you can. And I really appreciate the support of you listening to this podcast.